Hey there, my name is Shauna. I'm from the Yoga Center Winnipeg, and welcome to Yoga Snacks, nourishment for the body, mind, and spirit. So last time we were doing stuff for the breath, and I think I'd like to continue working with helping our breathing. So today we're going to start lying down. You could lie on the couch, but if you can lie on the floor, I guess the bed is okay too. But something for your head. And for now, that's all. So I've got a folded up blanket. A pillow would be fine. And then lying on the ground. Knees are bent and feet are on the floor. And we're just going to start the way we did last time by paying attention to the different parts of our breathing. So initially resting your hands on the belly area. So just do nothing, relax, and notice what happens when you inhale. What happens when you exhale. And I think we used this last time too, so I am breathing freely. My body knows what to do. And then we'll move to bring the hands onto the sideways or side ribs here. And I've got thumbs pointing back, fingers forward, or you can just have your fingers forward if that's more preferable for you. And same thing. I'm breathing freely. My body knows what to do. And simply watch the body as you breathe. Feel the sensations, feel the movement. Maybe there's nothing, that's okay. And then we'll bring the hands to the upper chest. And I'm just resting them close to my collarbones. A soft fleshy spot here. I'm breathing freely. My body knows what to do. And just basically noticing what it's like, and we'll do our best to check in at the end. Okay, so let's bring some movement into it. Start by bringing your feet together, your knees open, and maybe you can have your hands to support your legs here, or if you had some blocks handy, you can tuck them under your knees. Either way, just resting for a few moments and even still paying attention to the breath, noticing how things change when you make a little move like we are doing in the legs. Okay, and then we'll lift the knees, and this time move the stuff out of the way and start to drop the knees from side to side and feel the sensations as you move. You can just breathe freely. You don't need to coordinate breath and movement. In this case, it's more about paying attention to the breath. Okay, and then once you've gone a couple times to each side, that's good. And then bring your legs back to a neutral place. And let's take the right knee and hug it in. And as you exhale, hug the knee in close. As you inhale, back the leg away. And do that a few times, back and forth. And then just hold the leg steady. And you can hold around the shin or the back of the thigh. The benefit of the back of the thigh is it's not putting any pressure on your knee joint. And then just feel what it's like breathing. So here we're cutting off the breath a little bit. So you just notice it forces the breath and the movement into different areas. And then I happen to have my belt handy. I didn't mention that, but if you have a belt nearby, you can put it around your right foot and straighten your right leg towards the ceiling. Hold one part of the belt in each hand, For today, let's bend the elbows and rest the elbows against the floor and then just hold the belt. This arm position helps to keep the upper chest open, creating space in the lungs, and just stretching the leg a little bit, opening the leg and working our hip. If you're happy here, you could straighten your left leg as well. From here, if your left leg is straight, keep it straight. Otherwise, we're going to take the right leg out to the side, tip the left knee open a little bit, just to keep your pelvis balanced. And then bring the right leg up and cross the right leg a little bit over to the left. So again, if your left leg is straight along the floor, keep it so. Lift up through the heel. And then bring the leg back, slip the foot out of the belt, rest the right ankle onto the thigh, and here you can start to bring your left leg in. So I conveniently tuck my belt around the leg. You can use your hands. If that's intense, keep your foot on the floor. If it feels okay, you can bring it in and maybe even tuck your chin towards your chest, curl your head to your leg. Delicious. This is like a chocolate chip cookie yoga snack, a healthy chocolate chip cookie. Okay, and then put that down and even keep your legs as they are and tip them over to your left. And as you're here, you might already notice that the breath is deeper, you're more aware of it, or not. Leg comes up. Move your left foot a little bit to the left and then tip your knees over to your right. If you need, you can always put your block or a pillow under your legs to support. If it's painful, just separate so your legs are back to this originating position. If it's okay though, you can use the weight of the foot to put some pressure on this other leg. And then inhale, lift your knees and put your foot down. And then pause and feel your breathing. And let's do everything on the other side. So hug your left leg in, bring it in close, back the leg away. A couple times. Okay, and then we'll hold it in snugly for a little bit. And look for your belt. Put the belt around the arch of the right foot, straighten. Sorry, that's the left foot. Straighten the left leg. Elbows are bent and open across the chest as you hold your belt. Straightening the right leg. Toes can spread. Breathing freely. My body knows what to do. And remember, if you like, the right leg can be straight. In that case, let's have the toes up. And if the right leg is straight, keep it so. If it's bent, though, it helps to tip it out to the side. And then open your left leg to the side. And you're stretching through the heel, stretching through the sole of the foot. And then as you inhale, the left leg comes up, leans a little bit to the right, maybe changing the hand with the belt. And then bring your leg back, slip the foot off the belt, ankle on the thigh. So we call this one thread the needle. This might be as far as you go. Otherwise, bring the right leg in, bringing the left leg along. And hold it. Keep your head down, or if you like, curl your head up. Fantastic. And then put this foot down and this foot down. And just take a few moments here to notice your breathing. Okay, and then roll over onto your side and lift yourself up. to a hands and knees position. And we'll move the blanket out of the way. If you've got a yoga mat, make sure it's flattened out and come to the tabletop position. So shoulders and wrists mostly lining up, wrists parallel to the front edge of the mat. And then we're going to circle the hips around a couple times. Okay, and then back to this tabletop position. Start to sit your hips back towards your feet. So for me, that's pretty easy, pretty comfortable. I'm just going to relax. But you may find that your body doesn't do that, so there's some options. You can take the knees wider. Sometimes just separating the knees makes a little bit more space, makes it easier to go down. Other times, though, the knees or the hips don't really want that to happen. So in that case, you might use a block for your head. You just sit the hips back as far as they'll go. You can also put a little block for your feet at the same time, or your hips to sit on, and then you're just resting. Either way, we'll be here for a few breaths. If it's not comfortable, you could go back to lying on your back and hug your knees, or you could just sit quietly while you wait. And then we'll come up. So take the block out, come to the hands and knees position, knees come in together, curl the toes under and start to lift your knees. And then you come into downward dog and you can pedal your feet, which means you walk your feet in place, massaging the toes, stretching the ankles. And then walking the feet towards the hands, walking the hands towards the feet. Bend your knees and start to slowly unroll your spine and come up and circle the shoulders back and forwards. And a little front crawl. Whoops. And a little back crawl. And a little shake and shake everything off. And yeah, let's come to stand. I've got my belt, and actually if you have a belt that would be helpful. You can use a tie or you can use your shirt if you need. Excuse me. So come to stand in Tadasana and spread your toes. Balance the weight evenly onto the 2 feet. Let's find this upper chest area. So here's the collarbones. Think of them rolling up, widening, and then letting your arms relax down. Lift up through your head and take a few breaths, just natural breaths, but feel those 3 spots: the belly, the middle, the upper chest. And just notice maybe something's changed, so it's very different when you're standing up. Also, we've done a lot of warming up to the lower area, so sometimes that leads to more of a belly breath. As you inhale, sweep your arms up. And as you exhale, bring your hands back down and to your heart. And let's do a few of these. They're called sun breaths. You can even look up, let it be a little bit more dramatic if you like. Think of saluting the sun. Arms up and then back. Okay, this time when the arms are up, keep the arms up. Bend your left arm and take your right hand to hold the elbow. And if you can bring your elbows in so they're in line with your shoulders, that's nice. I've got my left hand reaching down the back and conveniently beside the belt. Okay, keeping that, right arm goes out. Da, da, da. Reaching out, turning the hand back, bend the elbow. You can press back a little bit as you go and reach your hand back. So sometimes the hand reaches the other hand. That's all very nice, but you can also keep a good distance on the belt and focus on, so first of all, you want to make sure you're not straining or in pain. Second of all, you can practice things like balancing the chest and the shoulders. And so sometimes we have the flexibility, but to get it, we distort things. So just see if you can find some balance. And then in this position, feel your breathing. Feel the belly, feel the middle, feel the chest. Okay, and then let go. You can even leave the belt there, but take your left arm up. I've got my right hand wrapped around my back, but actually I'm going to bring it to the hip. Open through the sideways, so this whole left side. And there's a tendency to push the hip out, but keep the hip evenly over the feet. Maybe looking up a little bit with your chest, or you can play. You can look down a little bit. Just feel what your body actually needs. And then inhale and come up. And as you come up, bring your left hand over to your right shoulder. Wrap your right arm around your back and do a standing twist. So when I do this, my foot lifts off the floor. So more important that I have my foundation, my foot stays on the floor, may mean I don't twist as much. Inhale, unwind, and then rest the hands. If you're using your belt, put it to the other side. If you need to fix your wardrobe, now's that moment. And then inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, right hand goes down, your left hand can hold the elbow. Breathe and feel. Then now take the left arm out to the side, turn it, press it back, and then tuck your arm up your back, looking for your belt or your other hand. And just maintain and breathe. Okay, and then to let go, you can just release your left hand to your left hip, your right arm going over the head and reaching. Again, watch for pushing the hips out of alignment with your feet. Here we want the opening to be more into the ribs and the side of the waist. Looking up if that feels better, or actually looking down. Whatever you like. And then inhale, come up, bring your right hand onto your left shoulder, left hand wraps around the back, looking. Again, have you lost contact with your feet? Keep them balanced. And then back to center. Nice. And relax for a moment, feel your breathing. Okay, so since we have the belt, we can use this. We can take the feet wider apart and hold the belt behind. Oh, it's a good time for fixing the pants again. Hold the belt behind so you've got the belt one with both hands. And then we're going to draw down, widen across the collarbones. Look at the feet. Are they pointing straight ahead? Yes, we are. Good. Okay, and then look up, and as you exhale, go forward, and as you go forward, the arms come up. And lift the arms up as if you could take them up and over your head. Then bend the right knee deeply. Then straighten the right leg. Bend the left knee deeply. Move a little bit to the left. Straighten. Then bend both knees and start to look up. You can put your belt down, take your arms out to the side, look forward, push the floor with your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms, reach up towards the ceiling, and then glide your hands down, down, down to your heart. And then we're going to turn the right leg out 90 degrees. So you can always have a narrower step if you need. Bend your right knee. Line the knee over the ankle, and then as you exhale, side bend. So you lean to your right, rest your elbow on your thigh, left hand on hip. And you can stay like this, or if it feels okay, take your arm over your head. Pressing into the feet, knees centered and not wobbling, toes are spread, chest open. And then the hands relaxed. It looks like it's in a fist, but it's relaxed. Inhale, come up. Turn the feet to face neutral, and then turn your left foot out. Bend the knee lines up with ankle, so you can make this pose maybe more intense by taking your feet wider, or gentler by bringing them close. Then side bend, right elbow, nope, left elbow on right thigh, oops, left and right are getting very mixed up. This elbow on this leg. Bring your hand onto your hip, roll your chest open. You can stay like that or sweep your arm overhead. Da, da, da. Great. And then press into your feet. Inhale, come up. Turn the feet to face forward. Step the feet together. And then turn to face the long end of the mat, which today is this short end of the mat. So bring your hands together at your heart as you inhale. Don't even know short and long anymore. Look up. Exhale, fold from your hips. Bring your hands down towards the floor. Walk your feet back or come back any way you can. You can get down onto your hands and knees and then put your stomach right down onto the floor. From here, if you've got stuff, you can clean it out of the way. Just position your elbows under your shoulders, your fingers are spread, and come into Sphinx pose. Press into your forearms. Let the chest lift, look up. Great. Okay, and then from here, we're going to relax. So you can put your head down, use your hands to lift yourself up, maybe to kneeling. And then here, I'd like to use either a foam block or a folded blanket for a chest opener. So I've got both. I'm going to put the foam block for my upper back and then the rolled up blanket. So it could be a pillow for my head. And then turn around and lie down so that the chest is lifted and the head is supported in a comfortable way. So you could even use your block under your head. The foam block or folded up blanket is lifting your chest. And so basically the rib cage is on the block. The tops of the shoulders are a little bit off or a little bit on. And then once again, we can tune into our breathing. And so here, maybe the hands come down to the belly. And let the breath be natural, but just feel what's happening in your belly. Remember, I am breathing freely. My body knows what to do. And then the hands can come to the ribs. I am breathing freely. My body knows what to do. And then the upper chest. I'm breathing freely. My body knows what to do. And just rest your arms for a few moments. And while we stay in this position just a little bit longer, we're going to try with a little bit of a guided breath. So as you inhale, count to 4 or 5. And as you exhale, let your exhale be the same length. So if your inhale was 4, your exhale is 4. If your inhale was 5, Exhale is equally 5. Just do a couple more of those breaths using your count. This equal ratio breath is called the resonance breath, and it's very balancing to your nervous system, very healing to your body in general, and usually not too strenuous. So you can do it just about any place, anytime. Let this one be your last guided breath. From here, we're going to roll out of the lifted chest position. So you just roll to your side, take the cushion out or whatever you have, and then lie back down and come into a Shavasana. So in this case, your whole body can rest. If you need, you might tense everything up, hold your breath, tighten your face, and then let everything relax. Let's do it again. Inhale, hold your breath, tense everything up, make a grimacing face, and then And here, let every part of you rest and relax. Again, if you have the time, you stay here for a couple minutes, 5 minutes, maybe even 10 or 20. There's no limit really to how long you can stay in the resting pose. You can continue to check in with the mantra, my breath is flowing freely, my body knows what to do. And staying there if you like. Rejuvenating and recharging body and breath. Giving the mind a little time out. So from here, I'm going to close out the show. Thank you so much for the time you've spent with your body and your breath, for taking this little wellness break, and have a wonderful week. Thanks for joining in. Namaste.